Well, if you're one of those dirty rebels at Fort Sumter, you're not going to get much sleep this week because we're resuming shelling there for reasons. I mean, there's not much of a fort left standing, but if you're inside of it, good luck. Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. And Johnny, fighting a little bit of cold this week, so bear with me. I'm taking medicine.
Is it typhus?
And alcohol. No, it's just, well, I hope not. I don't think so.
Dysentery?
No, it's no, it's not. It's just like a chest cold. I don't think it's typhus or what is that? What is that one that everybody gets that fucking kills you and you're coughing to yourself to death?
Just about everything that we get.
Yeah, it is just about everything. Anyways, Johnny, let's get into it. This week's going to open up on October 23rd with Trader President Davis mixing things up in the Western Front by relieving Polk of command of operations in Tennessee and moving him to Mississippi instead.
Oh, just switching things up, changing positions, seeing how it goes.
But to be fair, I think it's because there's not much of Tennessee left in Confederate hands.
That's fair.
Really, any of it left.
They're kind of giving up on Tennessee, you think?
Confederate hands. It might be. And Johnny Grant is going to arrive in Chattanooga on the 23rd, and he's going to visit with General Thomas right there when he gets in. Shortly after nightfall, he arrives. Hey, General Thomas, what's going on? And Thomas goes, we kind of need a supply route opened up. I mean, we're sieged, and the little mountain trails, you can't get a lot through the little mountain trails, as you saw when you came in.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy trekking, for sure.
So on the morning of the 24th, Grant's going to give his first orders out there in Chattanooga, creating what he calls the Cracker Line, which is a bridge at Browse Ferry across the Tennessee River, which would then open up supplies from Alabama to work its way up. So all the Union troops that are in Alabama, they can start sending up men, ammunition, food. Specifically, food is what they really need up over this pontoon bridge that he's ordering to be built. Sherman is going to take over Grant's old command of the Army of the Tennessee. So I think last week I screwed up with who was in charge of what. Sherman's in the Tennessee.
There was some confusion.
Burnside's the Cumberland, and then Thomas is the Ohio. So that's where we're at. I got confused because Thomas is he's in Chattanooga, which is in Tennessee. So I fucking thought.
And then drinking,
Tennessee.
yeah.
And I was drinking. It happens. Anyways, Lincoln is going to order General Halleck to order Meade to take an attack on Lee at his soonest available convenience. And Meade's going to go, sure, I'm working on it. And it's not going to be this week.
Spring is coming up in 6 months. I guess that'll
I guess
do.
that's earliest convenience is spring.
Yeah, we'll just wait for the
year.
weather to turn, get a little warm again.
On the 25th, Confederate General Marmaduke, which is probably the coolest name that we have out of any general during the whole war.
Name.
Marmaduke. It's kind of fun. Marmaduke. It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun little name. Yeah. He's going to attack Pine
silly
Bluff.
name for a comic strip one day.
Maybe. He's going to attack Pine Bluff, Arkansas, after they refuse to surrender. And despite being able to seize part of that city, he winds up having to retreat. So, good job, Marmaduke.
So he just
half-assing it.
Came in and rioted in their streets and then left?
Yeah, just killing to kill and then leaving. That's pretty much the name of this fucking war at this point.
I think that's just murder, but all right, well.
Yes, that's all we got. On the 26th of October, we got Hooker's men crossing the Bridgeport Cracker Line towards Chattanooga, and guns around Charleston are going to open up again as the second great Union bombardment begins. So this is shelling the forts in city or in and around Charleston. So everything in and around that area is being shelled, but specifically most of the attention is going to be focused on Fort Sumter, which I don't know why, because after the last bombardment we had of it, there's not much left of the fort, let alone
but there's something
left. I guess. Yeah, there's still something.
Just keep on keeping on.
And it's every round
I think at this point, the people who are shelling it are just like, we got a pretty good gig in this war. We're pretty safe here. We're just got to convince them that this is important to do. And we could just keep on just shooting nothing for
that might be it, because
the remainder of this war.
There are basically bomb shelters that are inside the fort, underneath the fort, and every shell that we hit that hits the fort, creating more rubble, is essentially just making those bomb shelters more bomb sheltery.
Yeah, reinforcing them with further bits of concrete or rock and stone or whatever the heck on top of it.
Pretty much. Johnny, on the 27th, a pontoon bridge at Browns Ferry is going to be completed on the Tennessee River, and the Union forces at Chattanooga have fresh troops and supplies starting to roll in. So that siege is starting to look a little less like a siege at this point. So, way to go. 625 cannon shells are going to be fired in and around Charleston by the federal forces on this day. And the whole Banks wanting to get a foothold in Texas, yeah, apparently that's still going on as he's moving his troops towards the Rio Grande.
All right. But all right. I guess I don't even care anymore.
No, I don't care.
Do whatever you want. Like,
that movement. There's so many pointless movements, but that one is like,
care. Not interested. Just move on.
Who cares about Texas? First, Longstreet's going to take his troops and attack Hooker's forces at the Wauhoochee in the Lookout Valley. So this assault is going to kick off in the very, very early morning, and by very early morning of the 28th, I mean like 2 o'clock in the morning. So we're
night.
We're at night. We're pitch black here, and unfortunately for Longstreet, you can't see much when it's pitch black, and as much as an advantage as you think that is for you when you're attacking, it's kind of hard to coordinate troops that can't see anything in front of them. And so they attack. And by 4 a.m., the assault has faltered, and the cracker line is safe. Like, it's... He's essentially trying to attack where the cracker line is being built to, stop it.
Disrupt it.
It didn't work. Union forces are going to lose 78 killed, 327 wounded, and 15 missing. To Longstreet's losses of 34 killed, 305 wounded, and 69 missing. Very similar casualties on both sides for this battle, which is kind of a skirmish. But it crosses 100 count, so we'll tack it in there.
Well, casualty. All right, whatever. That's your little differentiations, and I don't get them anymore.
No, it's just...
You needed 100 dead before, now it's just 100 casualties.
Well, it's like 1,000 between both sides. Well, no, not even. 600 between both sides. Close
barely worth mentioning, except for to all the families of the boys and men who died.
It happens. Anyways, Johnny, this very short week is going to come to an end on the 29th with a total of 2,961 shots being fired around Charleston over the last 3 days, mostly at Fort Sumter. Fort Sumter itself only suffers an additional 33 casualties. So the shot to casualty ratio there is a bit... but we're the Union, and we can afford to lob 3,000 rounds at a fucking rubble pile and kill nobody. Like, that's fine. Like, we can do that all day long.
To have like some dust get in a soldier's eye and they lose an eye or something from the concrete, the rocks cracking above and dust falling in.
Yes. This is about it. So, at least in the end, with Fort Sumter not standing, but still occupied by the Confederates. That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. If you enjoy Civil War in Hindsight, check out Historic Hindsight. We talk about all kinds of fun things. Like we got some shorts where I make fun of guns that apparently a lot of people really enjoy and then don't like that I make fun of them. But, I get my shits and giggles out of it. So go check those out or watch our full-length episodes about container ships sinking and the dude who wrote a song about it.